Russia destroyed the southern flank of Kostyantynivka. It's day 1545 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. We are now starting to see the result of Russia's offensive on the front line, as one of the strongest Ukrainian defenses has fallen. But first, let's start from the north. At the Sumy front, as you know, Russian forces since past several weeks have significantly increased their intensity. Recently, a couple of Ukrainian sources were complaining that due to the increase in greenery, it's becoming difficult to detect Russian forces penetrating their defenses. However, given the slow pace of Russian forces, it seems like the situation is under control for Ukrainian armed forces. However, Russian forces continue their attack towards the Sumy from multiple directions. I have said many times, main goal of Russian forces would be to pin down Ukrainian forces and resources, so it can reduce pressure on the Donbass front. Recently, Ukrainian forces were seen shelling Russian forces in Avdiivka. However, no new advance has been confirmed. Furthermore, southeast of Sumy near Krasnopilya, after Russian forces captured these settlements, they have now started moving towards Krasnopilya. However, they will first have to capture defenses in these forested areas. Sources reported that Russian forces have increased the shelling of Krasnopilya. In addition, intense fights are taking place for the control of Ryazan. It seems like Ukrainian forces were not able to push Russian forces back from the settlement. However, right now Russian forces are having most success on Donetsk Oblast, as they managed to destroy one of the strongest defenses of Ukrainian armed forces. I am talking about Kostyantynivka. Many of you may remember, in my previous report I said that in order to quickly capture Kostyantynivka, they will have to develop both flanks of the city, as Ukrainians were easily able to repel head-on attacks. For it, I suggest Russian forces could attack the northern flank via Stinky, and in south take advantage of geography, and attack from Stepanivka and Bereztok. However, as we all saw, Russian forces developed the northern flank from Predtekine. But by doing this they are unable to maintain the stable foothold, as their flanks and rear are exposed. As a result, since the last couple of days they have been attacking these villages. However, this battle on the northern flank gave an opportunity to their fellow soldiers on the southern flank. Many of you may remember that Russian DRGs since April have been able to penetrate deep into Ukrainian defense along the river and weaken their positions. And because of all this, Russian forces were able to destroy the defenses of the city from the south and took this area under their control. But several sources suggest Russian advance is much deeper, but we should wait for confirmation, as fights are taking place. Currently, this Ukrainian grouping is under intense pressure, as they could be soon surrounded if Russian DRGs manage to gain a stable foothold. And as you can see, Russian forces have cracked Ukraine's strongest defense. Now, since the Victory Day ceasefire ended, both sides have been launching massive long-range strikes on each other. Interestingly, apart from missiles, drone interception rates have increased in recent months. I am mostly talking about low-altitude, slow-moving drones. The main reason is the use of FPV-type drones to intercept them. Recently, both sides have shared a compilation of them intercepting drones. As you can see, this will allow both sides to reduce the use of expensive air defense missiles, and will make it possible to protect assets that previously were vulnerable. And on top of that, as it's much cheaper, this could allow them to use multiple drones for interception. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.